Hello YouTube and welcome to the big rip out. So, in today's video, we're doing the most fun bit. It can be the most fun bit or it can be tedious, depending on how well people have rammed and stuck and screwed things into the van. We're going to be ripping everything out. We want to get the trailer completely ripped out to a bare fiberglass shell and see what we're really working with. So now what we're going to need to do is get everything out of there, the cushions, the wood, the cladding, the boxing in, the laminate that is used to box in the roller shutter doors, rip it all out, start fresh. Let's see what we're actually working with. Has that much wood come out of there? So, apart from having loads of firewood, like, honestly, just so much wood, I found some cool stuff, and I found some not so cool stuff. Like, for a start, we've got some sort of fly breeding ground behind the roof where he'd left an inch void but put no insulation in. But check this out, green flies galore all behind the cladding. Also normal flies like everywhere, so that's pretty gross. But one thing is, hidden behind the wall, there was a wall here that was like 3 layers thick, but then behind that was this. Look at this little treasure. I mean, that in itself It's about 4 inches deep. So that one's a cupboard across the front of it and a flat putting on it. Even if you want to get even if you want to get 4 pairs of pants and socks in there, in a space this size, you need to utilise every little nook and cranny. And that bad boy is, look at it, there's a cupboard. That's half your clothes for the week. So that was a nice little find, a little extra cubby hole that we've got. Oh yeah. So you get your gas bottle, you put it in a cupboard with your leisure battery and your clothes. I'm not sure we'll do that when we redo it. So now we need to get on to planning. We've got an empty space, a nice open empty space, so we can sort of map it out now. I'm going to give it a good clean out, get rid of all that, give it a really good clean out, strip all the roof off, get all the awning and the half attempts at maybe like a half a roof deck or something is done up there, but plenty more stripping out to do on the outside, full clean out, then we're going to plan out what's going where. So once we've got it all stripped out, you can see we've got an abundance of wood. Quite a lot's already gone on the fire. But this pile here that's my keeping pile. Fairly decent wood, bits of 2x2 that I can rip down for making framework. Not covered in paint, not covered in full of screws, so that's staying. But all this has got to go, mainly because it's either covered in paint or it's battered and scratched or too short of lengths. And there comes a time where you really need to think. You've got to think that by the time you've sat there and cleaned that and processed it and made it good wood again, it would have been cheaper just to go out and buy new wood. So you've got to sort of think, what do I value my time at? Because if I spend the next day doing that, it would have definitely been cheaper to buy new wood. So all that is firewood. But we did get all that, and in today's prices, that's probably about 300 quid's worth of wood. There's some bits of laminate on the crap pile, so I'm gonna actually dig that back out and keep it, because we make these little coasters out of laminate and engrave them on the laser engraver. So I'm gonna dig that back out so we can just have a different colour coaster. Try and upcycle as much as we can. So the last thing to do for this video is just get a plan of action so I can put a shopping list together and start thinking what I'm going to need to start putting this back together, and then we can get on with the bodywork. I've got everything, I believe, to do the bodywork, because we've got bottles of Raptor paint left over, so we'll go with that, whatever we've got. We've got black and green, we've got body filler, we've got fiberglass, so we can do all the bodywork and get that back to how it should be, because when stripping out, we've found he screwed the frame from the outside in, so it's full of holes, like full roof everywhere. So there's a lot of bodywork to sort out, a bit more than I expected, but for now we need to get a plan, decide what's going where and what we need to buy to keep moving forward once the bodywork's finished. So I've got this piece of wood laid down here. Normally I would do this with masking tape, but I just can't see it sticking to this, so I'm just going to use some spray paint down a straight line. But basically that is going to be the edge of the bed when it's out. When it's in, we are 520 from there, which is here. that is the bed when it's in, which gives you this much space. But like I said previously, what we're going to do is, instead of the kitchen finishing right back here, we're going to be finishing here, which is going to give us a lot more storage underneath here and underneath here, and actually mean that we can have all the cooking station inside the van rather than outside. Also, the cushion, the guide the cushion's made, but there was nowhere for the spare cushion to sit, so we're going to actually make this bench 520 as well, so that cushion actually fits on that bench, because originally the bench was too narrow, so that cushion just sort of floated about. Whereas if we make this 520, then it's going to have a permanent home there when it's not in use. Mark that on as well if we can. Oh, too big. A few more changes that we're going to make is, I can't believe how much. So this guy, he had 3 layers. So he had a frame, and then he had the sort of the pallet wood, or the rough sawn wood, and then he had laminate over the top, and that was so thick that, I mean, all this space was just obsolete. But I think if we build out here, that's like a huge cupboard space. You know, it's a big old space for storage in such a small area. And also, this was the height of the bench. But I'm going to take this down because this is all the originals. This is fiberglassed in, so I'd like to leave that because it's actually fixed properly, and it's going to give me some good places to fix things too. But I'm going to cut this down to here, because I found when we were sat on the seats, your head was touching the roof. So we're going to lower the seats, which is going to mean your knees are a bit higher, but it's going to mean not banging your head. So I'm going to lower this down, cut it off by there. That should give us a nice comfortable seat height to sit at, and not bang your head, because of obviously all these rollers from the roller shutter doors, which look really cool on the outside, but obviously cause you a bit of a problem with how much space they take up on the inside. I think we're just going to go with a 7mm close cell insulation all the way around. I think Kingspan's going to be a bit overkill. Again, tiny space, an inch off the entire, you know, both walls, ceiling, floor is going to make it even smaller in here. And also, it's not going to take that much to heat, you know, smaller than a tent in here, so we're not going to need to heat it that much. It's already fiberglass, so it's not like metal which conducts the heat all the way. Fiberglass keeps you warmer anyway. So I think self-adhesive insulation over the entire van is going to be enough. So I think that is what we'll go for, which I don't have much of. So that needs getting on the shopping list. Electrics wise, there's not going to be a lot in here, just lights, maybe USB points for charging. That's probably about it. It has got a 240 hookup already on it, which I think I'm just going to take off and fiberglass over that, because I can't see any reason why you would need 240 in here. I might put it in, but are you really going to be going on a site with this where you're going to be able to use it anyway? I don't think so. So we don't need to worry about that. So electrics is going to be fairly easy. All the battening and the framework, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to salvage from all the wood that we've ripped out of it, so we don't need to order anything in for that. The next question is gas, because I wanted to do the cool slide out hob that can slide in and out, but you can't have flexi pipe outside your gas box. So that means I need rigid pipe at the where the hob actually is, which means it's not going to slide because you can't slide a rigid pipe. So if you've got any ideas how I can slide a hob in and out safely, that'd be great if you could let me know in the comments section. Next plan is the roof. What we're going to do with the roof. Originally I thought one big solar panel, that'll look cool, but there's not going to be that much electric inside. So do I really need a massive solar panel? Could I utilise that space a bit better? Maybe have a smaller solar panel up at one end and have a roof deck? Why not? What do you think? Would you go for a big panel or a smaller panel and a roof deck? Let me know that in the comments section as well. Well, that's about it from me. I've got a massive shopping list to get on with. If you've got any ideas that you think would make this look even better, please do let me know in the comments section. I'm going to go shopping and get ready for the next video, which will, of course, be the bodywork. I'm going to have to get that filled, fiberglassed, probably filled a bit more, and then painted. So that'll be the next video. Anything you think that we could put into this van to make it look really, really cool, something spectacular, something to stand out, any suggestions, I'm always open to them. Please drop in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. I'll see you in the next one.